Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of The Cloud Show, coming to you from the ESPC conference in Stockholm. This is a huge conference, and I really love being here because you get to meet up with all kinds of experts from around the world. And we're going to talk about security and AI in combination with the guest star of The Cloud Show, Paula. Hi, Paula.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's going very well. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to catch up with you. You seem like you're always on the move.
A little bit, especially in Q4 when, things are a little crazy.
I guess.
I would name Q4 as a new definition of hell.
Oh, true. Well, at least now we get to sit down for a little
Definitely.
while
Thank you for that.
and chill out. So I guess a lot of people know who Paula is, but you maybe
Thank
can
you.
give a little, who are you?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Give a little. So basically, I'm Paula Januszkiewicz. I'm the CEO of CQURE and CQURE Academy. This is also the company that I have established 16 years ago, so quite a long time.
Time runs.
Time totally runs.
Yes.
And I've been in the cybersecurity industry for the past 20 years,
Mhm.
and also an MVP and RD.
That's right.
And all these things. So being engaged in cyber, simply saying.
Cyber
Yeah.
and all that stuff, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. And so whom better to catch up with and talk, because everybody has to talk about AI these days. Like
Definitely.
it's mandatory. There's no other conversation, has to be AI. So, question begs, right? How does AI make me a better cyber villain? Right?
And it's always honestly a good question, because there's so many angles where we think about cyber and use cyber in the infrastructure that we should definitely look at. And I think the major one is actually the threat hunting.
Yeah.
So the way how we look for the threat, and how we, when there is an incident, do the whole research about what happened, so including forensic activities and so on. So
Right.
like, as long as of course we capture and maintain a certain level of data, then we are able to use it and connect the dots, correlate, and then come with like some conclusions that this user around these processes connected through the network. Within this process there were some injections, different loads and so on. Like, these files were used, this is how it started. So that is basically something that we are able with AI to do faster. And time in incidents, it's so important. And the
Time
way,
is very important. That's the criticality. Yeah.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And when there's something going on, especially like right now in the infrastructure, then this is where it becomes important. Yeah, like you want to find things faster. So I've been to many incidents when things were happening and you couldn't really find things faster. And that brought a bit of trouble, especially from the business side.
Yeah.
Because yet again, if there's an incident, which I'm thinking about across like our big retail customer, then basically they couldn't open the stores. Well, eventually they opened, but that was a big question, like, do we open the stores? And they couldn't open them with the full IT support because there was an ongoing incident for them. And then it was very difficult to connect the dots because they did not have a central monitoring.
That's
So
right.
I was there directly on the other side, working with the team to pretty much like set up all the indicators of the compromise, then write a script on the top of that, spread it, clean the infrastructure out, and then say like, okay, check, we are good to go.
Yeah.
So that took some time.
I can only imagine. So in terms of use cases, there are some good and some bad, use cases for AI where I go like, you know what? But with having a lot of data to dig through and to find the correlation inside and that sort of stuff, I would say that AI is a strong use case in security, specifically, right?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
And it's all about information gathering.
Yeah.
It's all about reacting fast.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity, it's one of these things that when it goes
Yeah.
wrong, it directly and immediately impacts the business.
That's right.
So that's why, as well, in terms of like investments into new technologies,
Yeah.
management needs to realize that that's part of the business continuity,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some of them obviously did, but that's an ongoing process. Yeah,
It is.
and that is so important to be able to correlate the data, react fast,
That's right.
save the business. It's a direct conversion over here.
Because you get a lot of data at any moment, right?
Yeah.
And so you need something powerful to work that data as it comes in, right?
As it comes in.
Yeah.
It's a very good thing that you
Yeah.
said, because usually in the past we were dealing with incidents, and
Yeah.
we named them incidents
Right.
because they happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Happened.
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So they happened. Now it's your job to correlate it, and then of course you can sit down and then have some time to
Sure.
connect all the dots and see
That's
what
reactive.
happened.
That's after the fact, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, what about the reaction of the
Mm-hmm.
like, and to stop it by correlating before
Yeah.
it happens? So that's what we are talking about, and that's a huge difference
Yes, it is.
in terms of a business continuity.
It is, and with that, I'm assuming that bad guys are using AI to attack, and so we
As
better
well.
we better learn how to use AI to defend, right?
That's
The
the
only-
one that we're thinking
The
to
only
do right
the
now.
only thing that's gonna fight AI is bad guys with AI is good guys with AI. I'm assuming.
Definitely, yes. And also from the threat perspective, you have so many ways how you can work on a threat factor, like
Yeah.
starting with the easiest, phishing emails perfectly written
Yeah.
by using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah. Writing malware, even though you're not a developer, but you can do some coding through the ChatGPT, and it's very easy actually to generate the code
Yeah.
that is going to be working. Yeah, because we also do it within the project. Yeah, we use ChatGPT if you want to have like a quick something. Then like, why would you sit down and code it? If like, especially from the infrastructure perspective, if not just like going to ChatGPT and then you got
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
then it's a functioning piece of software that you might want to use later. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And at the end, you've got the guys that are using different platforms to find vulnerabilities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And earn money on it, and it's a fair point. I mean, that's how
It
they
is.
work. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be for the bad reason. It might be also for different companies doing the bug bounties. Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. And so is there like a you always say that you're always showing this like simple tools, like, okay, this tool is so easy, everybody has this tool and it works like this, and you can just break in and it's not hard even. Does it make it even easier now that you can just ask ChatGPT to like, okay, get me my script for hacking into this thing, and I don't even know how to do it, but I'm just going to copy paste this thing. Right?
That is exactly the point. So, for example, in the past where ChatGPT was like starting, yeah, you could already, for example, generate queries to put in Sentinel, to put in Defender for within the advanced hunting, so that you know what you want to do.
Exactly.
You ask the query, you ask the ChatGPT, and then you get a query. And then, but when you were pasting it, when you were analyzing it, it wasn't perfect. So you, as a human, you had to adjust it. But right now, when within the current version of the ChatGPT, you can basically type like, oh, show me all the processes that were like that, put it on a timeline, and I wanted that angle, I wanted this angle, okay, and then it generates you the query immediately, and you literally Control-C, Control-V to Sentinel. Of course, first you need to read and understand it. That's clear, but still, like, you don't have to make an effort.
You don't have to
write
know.
it.
You don't have to know how to do it.
That is the point.
It's all out
as
there.
long as you know what you want.
Yeah, as long as you can ask for it, if you can get the exact answer without having to understand how.
I love this part because it makes me so much faster. And you know, I'm sure you had this feeling that when you like work and you have such a great idea, or there's so much going on, that's another part.
Yeah.
Like your thoughts are totally okay, but your hands, like for the keyboard, they're not. They're too slow. This tool is too slow.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it is.
So why don't we use like our brains and then use still this tool to ask the question that's gonna be generating us an answer that is gonna take us some time, and then you just like work with that.
That's
I love
absolutely
this.
right. I love it too because, like you said, I can probably figure it out, but I might need to go like with the tool like /H and try to ask like, oh, which parameters can I use here, and think about it and figure it out. And oh, right, if I build it and basically build up the thing in Notepad, and then I think I'm done now, and then paste it in. Nah, just ask ChatGPT and it'll give you the answer.
That's the point. And especially a good thing that you mentioned, especially in security, there's so many tools that are as well on the GitHub and so on, and they use their own parameters. Like, sorry, I mean, who's going to remember that? Eventually, of course, you end up remembering that in a kind of a way, but would it be that easier
You'd have to be an expert like you to remember these things.
I don't remember these things. Yeah, so that's the point. Thank you, Joe. But there are so many tools that you could use. So then you need to remember the tool. okay, and then the name, all right, the parameter, okay, like the way how you use it, all of the steps and so on. I really want to live in time where we're going to be able to say like, okay, use not even the tool, but do me this and that.
Right.
And I know what I want, but I've forgotten the way. So bring the way in by automation and AI.
Yeah, just do it for me. So that's like a little hacking agent that's just going to do it for you.
think how spoiling that is.
It really is. It really is. So what have you seen out there, just to clarify within this like new, Microsoft, for example, are talking about the era of AI. In the era of AI, what have you seen out there where people are using AI in an attack fashion? What are they doing with it to attack us?
Oh, you mean from that angle? Well, there are many things really, but like starting with maybe something that everybody is dealing with, which is the deepfake. Yeah. So then, not only of course from the like a social influence perspective, but to get access to the infrastructure perspective.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get access to the infrastructure, maybe through like someone's family member even, then they could attack them, so that they will do something to you, and then you, under their influence, which was influenced by the whatever deepfake, then you will be able to do something in infrastructure. So this kind of like attacks are not direct today. They can be done, but they're not. Yeah, so they're like well planned.
Circumvent. Yeah. So you often use this example, silly example, but that really just explains how silly this is. The deepfake. Manager calling the the employee in the office saying, "Oh, it's your manager. Open the vault and take out all the money." Basically, right?
Kind of like that. Yeah.
It's of course very contrived and silly when I say it that way.
But
essentially,
simple,
this is simple. That is what's happening, right? It's like, okay, you need to do whatever, and you think you're interacting with somebody, with the right person, but it is in fact a fake connecting to you and making you do stupid things, and you're like, oh shoot. Right? Yeah. So that's an interesting one. So that's how they're using it to fake you out and be circumvent in the attack, right?
Eventually. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool. Well, anyway, I think it's really nice to catch up with you, but
Likewise.
I'm going to like let you go. And I think this has been a fascinating conversation.
Thank you.
On the Cloud Show. So I want to thank you for being on the show today.
Always a pleasure.
And let's go back to the conference and enjoy it.
Let's enjoy it.
All right. Thanks
so
guys.
much, guys.
See you next time on the Cloud Show.